This week win an M4 Hyper Beast in field test condition. To enter like every week, like, comment and subscribe, and week to the posting on my Discord server, linked below. Thanks! Buying and selling CS2 skins for real money is as easy as it gets in 2025. And with that, flipping, so trying to make a profit via buying skins cheap and selling them for more, is also very popular. Which is great because there's an insane amount of deals daily to be done. Which is both great and bad because yes, there's a big amount of deals to be done, but also a big amount of competition. Both human and sadly also automated bots are buying and selling skins at insane speeds and big amounts. CSFloat is the best example here, as in one of my previous videos I discovered that if you list your items there for a little bit cheaper than market, it most likely instantly gets bought by a bot or buy order. And this is just logical because CSFloat is the biggest global peer-to-peer market in the world at the moment. So let's see if you can still find profitable deals on the site and see how everything works. After this message of SkinsMonkey.com. SkinsMonkey is an automated CSGO bot trading site. They offer a huge amount of skins to instantly trade to, 24/7 live chat support, and a 35% bonus on every cash deposit. With a referral code NEON, you can get a free up to $5 bonus on your first trade when exchanging items worth at least $100. So like you can see here, I've calculated a little bit and found this cool deal on SkinsMonkey. I also used my $5 bonus. I just selected these 5 items out of my inventory for these 2 gut knife safari meshes field tested. I even got some leftover balance on the site, which I can use for my next trade. The 2 gut knives were on trade logs, so I just saved them onto the site, but some days later I could just withdraw them to my Steam, and as you can see here, I've got a really good upgrade and with my bonus code also a really good deal. So check out SkinsMonkey right now. Link to the site with my bonus code is in the description. CSFloat is a really big and old guy in the scene. It is a peer-to-peer market, which means if you buy a skin there, it gets directly transferred from the seller to the buyer, which brings some advantages but also some risks and disadvantages when it comes to flipping. A pro is definitely that there is no trade hold on the item. We will get it within a few hours and you just need to wait the 7-day trade hold it gets when it gets to your inventory. The con, in rare cases, you just don't get it, because even though you bought it, it might not get delivered. Pro, you can sell your item again on multiple peer-to-peer markets at the same time or on a bot market or trader of your choice. Con, you need to be active because when the item sells, you have to send it as soon as possible. So is peer-to-peer better for sniping than bot marketplaces? I don't know. In the end, I think it's preference based and you can make profit no matter which platform you use. But how are we making profit now? First, you should know that CSFloat is one of the most competitive markets out there. You can automate a lot of things via their API or just by scripting. And there are buy orders which automatically buy items that are cheap enough, and even if they try to deny it on social media, there are a lot of bots sniping skins all over the place. So to not waste too much time, I think we go for a little bit lower profit margins here than in my previous episodes. To find deals, we will scout through the site to find deals that are listed for a price where you know that after all the fees that apply, when selling for example, you still gain some value. This can vary a lot on the item, price and which site you resell it on. Be aware that the suggested price of CSFloat is based on the float appraiser. It is very advanced compared to other sites, but it is a custom product by CSFloat. It tries to price the item depending on sales on CSFloat, prices on other websites, and an item factor, which is based on the popularity of the skin, as well as if the skin is something special, like special float, pattern, or stickers. It is very reliable detecting special items and prices, but the precise of the prices can be off sometimes. So whenever you compare prices on CSFloat, I highly recommend not caring too much about the suggested price or that discount they tell you, but compare with other sites that you trust on. I really recommend multiple markets via Price Empire or the big guys like Buff and Upin. So the discount section on CSFloat, you can filter by it, is not something I would recommend because it's solely based on the CSFloat appraiser, and these deals you find there that are like 20% profit, though they are not 20% profit, guys. So you can still find good deals there, but you will need to do it manually or use comparison tools to compare prices between sites. I personally love sniping skins manually, But I have an advantage because I don't have a life and know pretty much every price, pattern and float value and float cap, so which gives overpay, out of my head. But you most likely don't have that. So you can try it manually, just refreshing the site or filtering by floats and see what you can find, or just use a comparison tool to find some good deals. Be aware that those comparison tools in many cases do not track all the skins on the website. Auctions and bargaining, which is also a thing on CSFloat, is also something you can try to make a profit. But especially the auctions tend to be very competitive, and with bargaining, if you make a bargain on a liquid skin, there are most likely 5 traders that bargained a good price before that. So it is definitely worth a try and you can find good deals there, but again, it's very competitive. As price reference when sniping, I am personally using Price Empire, where I can easily compare what the item is listed and selling for on multiple big marketplaces. Of course, as long as you are the cheapest listing on any market, there's a chance that it sells for more than the average market price, but we want to lower our risk as much as possible, so the best thing would be that we find an item on CSFloat that is selling on all other markets for like a little bit more. So, enough blah blah, I would suggest we just hop onto CSFloat and try to find our first profitable deal. Okay. We found our first profitable deal, and which is a good example why float appraiser is really not something you should rely on. This stat track minimum wear M for Cyrex is listed for around 90 euros on CSFloat, and if you check some markets, this is more likely going for around 94. It's only like 4 euros, we're not taking that, but yeah, it really shows that you should really check your prices and not rely on the site checking your prices, because this is rather hard. Let's continue. Okay, we found our first real deal now, I think. I found a State Track Factory New P290 Nostalgia for 18.53 euros on CSFloat. On other markets, checking at the sales, I think 21 is realistic. Float is nothing special, but yeah, this would be our first deal. And 21, if we really manage to get 21 for that, that's pretty good. That's an 88% cash price deal. So yeah, I would say we continue and find our next deal. Okay, I found a deal, but I'm not sure if we want to take is this P250 Red Rock, comparable on liquid, but still selling every few days, so you should be able to get rid of it. It's selling on buff regularly for around 6 euros. On other markets, the problem is on other markets you can get it for like 550 on average. So I would say we go with 550. Yeah, definitely not the best deal, but still a 93% deal. It's a deal. I'm not taking it. It's a deal. I would say we go for something that has more profit and is more liquid. Okay, we found another deal. Also, yeah, it's definitely harder on CSFloat. I don't know if it's the buy orders or the bots, but yeah, we can get this for a little under 25 euros. This Stat Track Food Chain in Factory New. And if you check other markets, listed for 28, 27. And there are even buy orders on buff for like 26. So I would go safe here and say 27 euros is definitely realistic. So we make 2 years of profit. Most likely our best deal today, but still only 92% here. So we have to go for lower percentage here, but we are still finding deals. Okay, it took some time, but at least I found another one. A Rain Gold sticker, a little bit more liquid, but it's from Antwerp, so yeah, I think it will take some time. But these at least sell like once a day on average, and they sell for around 8.30 on buff, for a little bit less on other markets. I think around 8 euros is fine, and we find it here on Mr. CSFloat for 7.30. So easy. But boom, let's hope it gets delivered, and it would be a 70-cent profit. So now we got our items. Now we need to wait until the trade logs expire, but then we have to get money again so we can buy more items and sell them again and rinse and repeat, blah 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 blah. We can either sell the items onto a bot marketplace or just directly resell them to several P2P markets at the same time, increasing our chance of getting a good deal, including CSFloat. Be aware that CSFloat has punishments, and some other P2P markets have too, if you don't deliver an item. So I recommend putting the price not too low, so you don't get an item sold on 2 markets at the same time. And yeah, now you can rinse and repeat this until you can just buy CSFloat itself. Just kidding. To be honest here, CSFloat, compared to the other markets I made this video series on, was comparable hard to find good deals on. I don't know if it's the popularity of the site, buy orders, or automated bots just sniping items. I cannot say for sure. But if you want to snipe skins, you should definitely try out CSFloat next to all the other markets I made an episode on and see what works best for you. And yeah, I think this sums up the video pretty good. Don't forget to join the giveaway, boys. I am Neon, and see you guys in the next one.